Okay. Good morning, buenos días. Good morning, muy buenos días. Welcome to HET's 2025 Virtual Best Practices Showcase, celebrating technology innovation for Hispanic success in higher education. On behalf of the Hispanic Educational Technology Services Consortium, we welcome all the participants connected through the internet for this live transmission. My name is Albert Troche from the Inter-American University in Bayamón, and I will be your host this morning. As we mentioned yesterday at our open plenary panel, the historic event brings together, for the 15th time in HET's Chronicles, an unprecedented amount of expert scholars to highlight the most prominent opportunities to enhance Hispanic higher education through the
Él es de la
savvy use
Inter,
of
sí, sí,
technology.
él siempre está con Joel,
Okay,
ella no tiene como,
we say
como el
hi to everybody
sí,
online.
todas las,
This outstanding This outstanding group of professionals create an extraordinary synergy from which we hope you will take advantage of this during the event. Today, we will also like to acknowledge the presence of several people who have been fundamental in the development and continuous transformation of the HETS consortium. First, we would like to acknowledge the presence of presidents and board members, representatives from institutions in Puerto Rico, United States, Colombia, and Ecuador accompanying us today. To all of you, thank you for being with us in this celebration of this special occasion. Please give them a round of applause this morning. Likewise, we would like to thank you, EDP University staff, who have contributed to making this showcase possible. Once again, thank you for your unconditional commitment and support. To you, we extend our deepest appreciation, and we give them an applause as well. Before we begin with today's track winner panel, we would like to invite you to benefit from this HETS 2025 Virtual Best Practices Showcase by, first, making questions at the live presentations on the Zoom chat or sending your questions to info@hets.org. Forward them to the asynchronous presentations presenters. This conference objective is to provide an opportunity to learn more, find solutions to any common issues, and or establish new opportunities or collaboration with other institutions and potential partners. Second, we have available a new service of simultaneous translation through Worldly. If you need translation to English or Spanish, you can click on the pop message or on your Zoom screen to access the simultaneous translation and select the language. Third, you have the opportunity to request a certificate with 15 content hours after watching all presentations. The cost to request the certificate to Inter-American University Continuing Education Office is $15. All the information to request the certificate and pay is on the program webpage of the conference. Fourth, we encourage you to extend an invitation to others to register and participate to highlight and celebrate the outstanding work of HETS member institutions to achieve Hispanic student success. Remember that once you register, you will receive an email with a passcode that will give you access to all the presentations of this virtual best practices showcase. Until January 24, 2025, more than 25 presentations are already accessible. Before we proceed with this morning track winners panel, we would like to acknowledge the valuable collaboration, the evaluation committee appointed by the board of directors in charge of reviewing and scoring all projects to select the top best practices to be presented during this conference. This group is truly an exemplary group of professionals. Their dedication and passion transcended their volunteer work, assessing more than 30 proposals competing to be showcased in this event. We would like to recognize their name by focus areas, also known as tracks. The innovation track evaluators were Marisa Ortiz from the Inter-American University of Puerto Rico, Mark Leonardton from Bronx Community College, and Sumaya Villanueva from John Jay College of Criminal Justice. The online learning track evaluators were Alice Giovanna Casanova from Albizu University and Chelsea Kale from Southeast Missouri State University. For the student track focused on technology integration, we appreciate the collaboration of Sunil Gupta from De La Guardia Community College and Eduardo Leiva from California State University, Long Beach. Thank you again for your unconditional support on this important task. The HETS Consortium is proud to present our high series of best practices. It is a pleasure to be joined by a group of such of distinguished and accomplished academic leaders. The members of this morning panel are the presenters who obtained the highest scores in each conference track. Please join us on stage when we mention your name. We want to welcome Doctora Carmen Caicedo from Inter-American University of Puerto Rico, Bayamón campus, who received the highest score in the innovation track. Congratulations, Doctora Caicedo, and her co-author, Dr. Carlos Martinez Borilla from Inter-American University as well. Please welcome Doctora Neila Idalis Rivera Caño from University of Puerto Rico Ponce campus, who received the highest score, not only within the online learning and technology integration track, but among all tracks. Congratulations. Also, let's welcome Professora Lisa Ton from EDP University Puerto Rico, who was invited to present her outstanding initiatives to promote the students' mobility track. Congratulations for... Oh, she's arriving? Okay. Okay. That's great for this recognition. Finally, also welcome Ms. Patricia Sitfleur from John Jay College of Criminal Justice, who received the highest score in the student track. Congratulations, Patricia will be joining us virtually. She's on the line. And finally, it is an honor to have Dr. Yuberkis Montalvo, Head Executive Director, as this session moderator. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Montalvo, who will be presenting our panelists and lead the discussion.
Okay, just in time, Lisa. Thank you. We're gonna start the presentation with our first panelist, Carmen Caicedo. She is from Inter-American University of Puerto Rico, Bayamón campus. She will be presenting on behalf of the there are three co-presenters, including her, but she will be the one presenting today. But next week, when we have the full presentation, then you will be hearing from the rest of the presenters. Thank you. Go ahead. You can present it. You can either come here if you want, so you can see the presentation.
Thank you very much for your kind welcome. I am still debating if I'm going to do English or Spanish. So let's see how it goes. Can you listen? Can you hear me? Yes. You would rather have me have that?
Yeah, I got it in package.
Okay. So our project, can you imagine having a space where faculty and students work together to develop an educational experience, laboratory experience? That's what it is about. This project is all about. So, okay, thank you. So this is what we're going to be presenting to you, a little bit about this. So first of all, we do have, this is a support, this has been supported by the MISIP program, which I believe is a wonderful project for all of us. So when we acknowledge the work in our community. This collaboration has initiated in 2023, post-pandemic, and we have been working with the community to build a community of faculty and students and mentors that are experts in pedagogy and are experts in wellness also. Then we have been able to build this institutes, High Lab Institute, during the summer, of course, which is a good space to share. And then we have been able to develop these particular experiences that we call High Lab Laboratory Experiences. And these are the product, which was amazing for all of us and surprising for all of us, the kind of quality of products that we had. So can we continue to the next? Yes, please. Yes. So this is the community on the little chart. So we have faculty interacting with students during the summer. Students become our assistants. We call them a high lab assistants. Then we can get the buy-in from faculty as they develop together this. We have a beta because we have students who are trying these experiences and giving feedback, and then it goes to the classroom. And then we develop what we, through the expertise under the mentorship, because it's multi-level mentorship of these experts, including Dr. Padmanavan Seshayar, which I would like to recognize here. Yes, please, the next one. And then the community has been very productive. As we see, we have been able to reach 100 students in the classroom. We in one year of implementation in courses, we have been able to impact 38 students from every STEM discipline, and we have been able to impact 19 faculty members also from different STEM disciplines. Thank you. Then this community has built, as you see, different experiences, and these are some of the examples of those experiences that include all the expert knowledge that we have gained about being about developing empathy, about learning from each other, of listening, and not only faculty-student interaction where you are just looking for what do they need to know, but it's what they can give, the knowledge, the technology strengths that these kids bring to the faculty, that we have to recognize they are native technology, and then we are just immigrating into technology in our generations. So can we continue? Yes. So in terms of the participation, it was during the summer, we had these classroom participants also, and we also have the expert workshops, which were a space that faculty really were needing to listen at the college level, some of those technologies and some of those pedagogies and some of that wellness information that's rich and good to have for our college campuses. And it has impacted in that way. I can barely see the presentation, sorry. And it has impacted all the faculty, yes, faculty collaborations. Please continue. I should move on. Yes, and then finally, oh, this is better. So finally, we did have a external evaluator who has been an expert in surveys about science, identity, self-efficacy, sense of belonging, well-being, and persistence, who have shown through our experiences that students did have a positive impact in their science, identity, and self-efficacy, but sense of belonging, well-being, and persistence are things that we have to have a longer, I guess, treatment. We need a longer treatment time, but that will continue. Yes. And then I would like to just summarize some of, oh, this is one of our nice graphs. This is how some of these pedagogical technologies are used, the 5Es, the TPAC, the PBL and PGB, problem-based learning, and the pedagogical designing experiences such as these that were conducted collaboratively using those nice tools that we have since the pandemic to collaborate online and build some mind maps like this that was built to get bees, count bees around the island, for example. This is one of the projects, the scientific projects on biology. So in general, what the best practices I can summarize revealed, faculty were given this broad draft of what best practices look like in their area and at the hybrid components. And I will summarize that the major priority for best practices in the hybrid and well, this is called blended learning arena is just the change that technology is becoming, that has created and that we need urgently to implement through this new technologies since the pandemic, of course. And then things about that have a lesser priority, things related to the virtual, use of more virtual rooms. And then because of our, I think this is one of the big conclusions here because of our limitations. We have a power limitations in the island, and I believe that there's that this comes into play here if we are going to be using, for example, these big simulations, laboratories, virtual laboratory simulations. At home, maybe we don't have, or we'll have frustrating interruptions, or we won't have the power to be able to fully use those interactive virtual laboratories. So these new laboratories is a new way of teaching, even when our technology is not and our power grid is not at its best. So it's still a lot of hope. Yes. So that's part of our discussion. So we can see some of our local limitations and our local flavors in this project, because faculty use to like, for example, in the engineering of flexible time frames and schedules, but in math, not that much, because they are not done, they don't do a lot of projects, but engineers do. So that's the best, they do need to have this in-classroom, pre-classroom, post-classroom interaction with students. So those things also we found out through the project, learning from faculty and students. So we would just like to recognize then our staff and our excellent experts who have been able to give us some guidance and welcome guidance. And also in the wellness arena, I would just mention that students were bringing up the need of having physical fitness, good quality care of before and also together integral wellness together with, of course, the mental health issues. So that's going to be a gist of what we're going to be presenting in next the 21st. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much to our first panelist. Now, we would like to continue the track winners presentation with Dr. Neila Rivera. She is from University of Puerto Rico in Ponce, in the south of the island. So come over here, please. You can use it from here, the microphone, or you can, puedes hacerlo en español. Remember that we have a simultaneous translation, so you just need to select the language to translate, okay?
Buenos días, agradecida de HEDS que nuevamente nos dé esta oportunidad de estar en estos espacios y de compartir nuestras experiencias como docentes en nuestro salón de clase. Así que les voy a hablar de cuál fue mi experiencia, la que me trajo hasta aquí. Primero les cuento que mi experiencia que les voy a compartir durante esta mañana es en el curso EDP 3325, Experiencias Artísticas, Dramáticas y Musicales. Es un curso del programa de preparación de maestros en la Universidad de Puerto Rico en Ponce. Y en este curso preparamos a los educadores para que desarrollen la creatividad y a su vez puedan integrarla en el salón de clases. Así que se integran las bellas artes. Es un curso que los prepara a cómo integrar las bellas artes al proceso educativo y cómo desarrollar la creatividad en los niños pequeños. Este curso se ofrece en primer año precisamente como un termómetro para saber si están preparados y si han seleccionado su vocación. Así que en ese curso, además de integrar la tecnología, pues también integramos las bellas artes. Así que como parte del curso y en nuestro programa, desde primer año, nuestros estudiantes tienen experiencias de campo. Tienen que de alguna manera enfrentarse, ¿verdad?, a lo que va a ser su ambiente laboral, su ambiente educativo. Y en este curso, pues tienen que preparar un proyecto. Ese es nuestro proyecto, es integrar todas las bellas artes en una actividad. Y en este curso, pues preparamos un cuento donde ellos pueden integrar todas esas destrezas y competencias que han adquirido en el curso desde el inicio. Así que desde que el curso comienza, comenzamos a ir preparándolos en ese proceso. Quería comentarles que dentro de nuestro programa tenemos integrados unas metodologías de aprendizaje activo, pensamiento de diseño, flip learning, tenemos cursos de diseño instruccional, así que diseño universal para el aprendizaje también se integra. Así que en este curso tratamos de que, como en todos nuestros cursos, tratamos de que nuestros estudiantes tengan este tipo de experiencia. Lo que me trajo hasta aquí, imagínense esta escena. Estamos en pleno proceso creativo. 25 estudiantes con todas las ideas, con varias ideas y cómo entonces las unimos en un solo proyecto. Se imagina esa discusión, Así que si puedes unirme, pasar la próxima diapositiva. Les comento, el reto era que teníamos que crear un cuento creativo integrando los cuentos tradicionales que ellos conocían. ¿Qué pasó? Que el problema mayor había que unir todas las ideas. Entonces, cada uno de ellos tenía sus propias ideas. Lo organizamos, el reto era hacer un cuento distinto y tener las ideas de todo. Así que trabajamos esa actividad en el salón de clase, pero de pronto se volvió un caos. Así que les digo, vamos a utilizar IA para mejorar nuestro escrito. ¿Qué les parece si le pedimos que nos ayude a unir estas ideas? Así que integramos dentro del proceso la metodología de pensamiento de diseño. Quise resumirles todo el proceso en la siguiente diapositiva. Si me haces el favor de pasar a la siguiente para poderles mostrar, donde desde agosto hasta diciembre mis estudiantes comenzaron integrando la metodología de aprendizaje invertido en casa, ¿verdad? O en el lugar donde estudian, se preparaban para la lección y en el salón íbamos a crear, ¿verdad? Y hacer nuestro proyecto. Así que aprendieron sobre el desarrollo creativo en las primeras lecciones, aprendieron cómo es la audiencia, cómo se desarrollan los niños, cuáles son sus intereses, quiénes eran los niños a quienes íbamos a atender, cuál era el problema mayor, ¿verdad? Trabajar las destrezas de lectura. Integrando el pensamiento de diseño, comenzamos a conocer a la audiencia. Luego en el proceso, pues entonces definimos qué iba a ser nuestro cuento. Así que iba a ser un cuento donde se integraban otros cuentos. Iba a ser un ligo de los cuentos. Realmente, ese era el proyecto principal. Y en los foros de discusión, cada uno de ellos tenía la oportunidad de presentar su idea, su propuesta para la historia. Pero era un grupo grande, eran 25 estudiantes. Entonces llegó el momento de ir al salón y cómo vamos a unir esas historias. Le pedimos entonces ayuda a nuestro asistente creativo ChatGPT y empezamos a generar discusiones de cómo íbamos a mejorar esa historia. El proceso pasó por 3 borradores distintos durante el transcurso. En los foros de discusión se daban las discusiones, ¿verdad? De cómo lo íbamos a proyectar. Y luego de eso, pues se creó el cuento creativo, el prototipo completo de lo que era el guión y lo mejor de todo se pudo mejorar. Al final, cuando ellos ejecutaron la dramatización y se dieron cuenta, ¿verdad?, de que había que darle emoción a esa historia. Si sigues a la siguiente diapositiva para ir finalizando esta experiencia. Sí, claro que sí. Tenemos entonces cuáles fueron los resultados. Pues los estudiantes crearon el proyecto, hicieron el cuento creativo, integramos las metodologías de aprendizaje activo, le perdieron el miedo a interaccionar con una tecnología, ¿verdad?, avanzada que desconocían que podían hacer otro tipo de trabajo y también entonces mejoraron esas destrezas y competencias de colaboración porque tomaron decisiones juntos. Así que tener que tomar decisiones juntos, usted sabe que cuando trabajamos en equipo eso es difícil. Y al final, si sigues a la siguiente diapositiva para que pueda mostrarles, ¿verdad?, el resultado, ¿verdad? Mejorar las competencias de desarrollo creativo, de trabajo en equipo, de mejorar la redacción. Y al final pudieron presentar eso a la audiencia real, que quienes son los niños. Así que recibieron muchos aplausos, ¿verdad? Al final, donde todos ellos pudieron entonces poner en ejecución ese guión. Lo más importante de esta experiencia que quería, ¿verdad? Y con esto cerrar, que nos dio la oportunidad de que yo creo que es el miedo que tenemos todos los docentes, de cómo entonces usamos la IA y al final ellos le dieron su toque, ¿verdad? Hubo una colaboración, hubo una emoción que es humana. El poder cambiar el lenguaje porque tuvieron que tomar decisiones al final de que ese lenguaje no era apropiado, que no eran palabras boricuas. Eso fue lo más que me gustó. Decía, profesora, el guión no tiene palabras nuestras. Y yo, pues, ¿y qué tenemos que hacer? Pues vamos a cambiarle el lenguaje a ese guión. Así que, sin duda alguna, fue una experiencia que quería compartir porque al final logramos, ¿verdad?, que se cumpliera el objetivo, que era que pudieran desarrollar un proyecto completamente creativo y colaborativo. Sí, no sé si al final todavía hay un breve minutito para que se vea, aunque sea ilustrado el video. No sé ¿no? Pues claro que sí. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Neila. Queremos ahora, recuerden que todo esto es un resumen, simplemente. It's just a brief summary of the presentations who have or who obtained the highest scores on each track. Now we're gonna continue with Patricia Sanfleur. She will be joining us virtually. So Patricia, you are ready to unmute yourself so you can start talking. Her topic is utilize. Ay, Dios mío. Patricia, utilizing, thank you, technology to combat obesity. Very interested topic. Okay, so Patricia, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Patricia St. Fleur, and today I will be presenting to you my project called Utilizing Technology to Combat Obesity. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Okay, good. So today we will be talking about obesity. So I will give you the definition of obesity. So basically, obesity is basically the excessive accumulation of body fat that proposes a risk to your health. So in 2022, according to the World Health Organization, 1 in 8 people in the world were living with obesity. So obesity is a worldwide public health issue, but today I'm only going to be focusing on obesity in Puerto Rico, particularly the San Juan metropolitan region. So the reason why people could be obese could be due to a variety of reasons. It could be due to socioeconomic reasons. So people who are on low income might probably eat unhealthier foods since they tend to be less expensive and more affordable compared to healthier foods. It could also be due to cultural reasons. So in regards to culture perception, when it comes to body image, certain cultures tend to normalize higher body weight. It can also be due to lifestyle. So in Puerto Rico, there is a high consumption of processed foods and sugary beverages, which can contribute to the obesity crisis. So according to a article in Puerto Rico, the article shows that obesity varies by gender. So men are more likely to be overweight at 40.4% compared to women at 33.4%, while women are more classified as being obese compared to men at 43.7% and for men at 37.6%. So the difference between thank you. So the difference between overweight and obese comes down to the BMI. The BMI is basically the body mass index, and it's basically a numerical value where you have your weight in kilograms divided by the square of your height in meters. So if your BMI is equal to or greater than 25, you are considered overweight. And if it is equal to or greater than 30, you are considered obese. Okay, you could go to the next slide. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you all 3 different types of technologies that can help combat with obesity. So the first one is an app. This app is called the MyFitnessPal app. So the great thing about this app is that it will allow you to track the calories, the macro and micronutrients, water consumption, weight, and activity in the app. So it would allow you to have an overview of your nutrition and your fitness objectives. Based on the foods you do log into the app, it could give you nutritional information about it. So you're more knowledgeable about the food that you're consuming. And also, the app offers different exercise routines and food regimens. If you want to try out different types of exercises and eat different meal plans, they have suggestions for you. So the next form of technology is a fitness bracelet. So this bracelet is called the Scosh Rhythm 24 bracelet. So having a consistent heart rate for a prolonged period of time can aid in burning fat. So this bracelet does a good job in giving you an overview of your cardiovascular fitness. It is also compatible with over 200 different fitness apps that focus on weight management and nutrition. And the band of the bracelet is made to be comfortable. You could wear the bracelet in either your bicep, tricep, or upper forearm area. And the comfortability of the band is made to promote adherence to exercise routines and consistent use. So the last form of technology is a game console. Now this console is called the Nintendo Wii console, and specifically I'm going to be talking about the Just Dance game that you could play with it. So this console offers regular exercise through fun and engaging dance routines. And since there are a variety of different songs you can choose to dance with, this will encourage consistent use, which is really important for weight management. And you can install this game in your home. So this would allow you to be comfortable in your own home when you want to engage in physical activity. Okay, you could do the next slide. So to conclude, incorporating fitness and wellness has multiple benefits. So it helps with your brain health. So exercising can help with your brain function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline as you get older. It could also improve your circulation by increasing better blood flow and strengthening your cardiovascular system. It could also help improve your memory and cognitive function. And if you work out with other people, it could help encourage socialization and expand your social circle. So I had submitted this project under the student track. So the MyFitnessPal, the Scoach Rhythm 24 bracelet, and the Nintendo Wii Council promote health and allow students to remain enthusiastic and engaged and less prone to burnout. This increases their chances of successfully completing their degrees. And these user-friendly technologies give students a fair chance to be more responsible with their health and incorporate these technologies on even their student campuses and any activities that they engage with their friends in school. So this could also help promote peer participation and mentorship and community building. And lastly, my project emphasizes digital tools that can help make students integrate physical activity and be more flexible, self-paced, and prioritize their health along with their academic pursuits. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and that is my presentation.
Thank you, Patricia. She was one of the students who came to Puerto Rico as part of the Student Passport Initiative. That's why she used Puerto Rico as the example of her topic. It's not because she think, the obesity is more here. Anyway, thank you, Patricia. Please stay tuned because at the end of the next presentation by Lisa Tong about student mobility, we're going to open to a Q&A sessions of these 4 presentations. So please help me welcome Lisa Tong to talk about student mobility.
Thank you. And although my last name is German, English is not my first language, so I will speak to you in Spanish. Buenos días. Por los pasados casi 30 años, nosotros hemos creído en que parte del éxito de la escuela de diseño más importante de Puerto Rico, EDP University, ha sido creer en la movilidad estudiantil. Movilidad que nosotros como facultativos hemos realizado tanto en la lancha de Cataño, en guaguas públicas, en aviones, ¿verdad? Y que ha recorrido local e internacionalmente. Parte de nuestro compromiso social es darle oportunidad a estudiantes de nuestra isla que están, ¿verdad? Vamos a decir, limitados muchas veces de ellos mismos llegar a lugares que han tenido la oportunidad a través de nuestra universidad de conocer Puerto Rico internamente y lo que es, ¿verdad?, Latinoamérica y Estados Unidos. Así que la movilidad estudiantil para nosotros ha sido, vamos a decir, un desarrollo que ha ido, ¿verdad?, diversificándose según nuestro programa ha ido creciendo. Actualmente nosotros tenemos 5 recintos que tiene la Escuela de Diseño con sus programas. Así que en esos 5 recintos nosotros estamos practicando lo que es para nosotros, ¿verdad? Esta experiencia única, no tan solo académica, sino también de, ¿verdad?, de poder social, de pensamiento crítico, de desarrollo personal. Y pues para nosotros es bien importante. ¿Cómo comenzó esto? Pues empezamos a trasladar estudiantes a la ciudad de Nueva York hace 20 y pico de años atrás. Así que estamos, ¿verdad?, diciendo que nuestra primera movilidad lo fue atraer a nuestros estudiantes a tener una semana intensiva de, ¿verdad?, de lo que es la industria de la moda, que es la capital de América, la ciudad de Nueva York. ¿Qué nos ha beneficiado a nosotros en esto? Pues el viaje de Nueva York no es un simple viaje, es una semana intensa en donde los estudiantes tienen la oportunidad de conocer la industria de la moda real, ¿verdad?, a través de Nueva York, de conocer íconos de la moda como lo es Diane von Furstenberg, de trabajar de la mano con diseñadores que son top del mundo y de sobre todo ver la oportunidad, ¿verdad?, de ellos darse, emular a egresados nuestros que trabajan en la ciudad de Nueva York. Hemos visitado diseñadores egresados de EDP que trabajan para la industria de diseño de ropa interior como Victoria's Secret y hoy en día trabajan también para Target. Hemos visitado diseñadores que siguen haciendo ocasión especial, trajes de vestido de proms, novias y también están ubicados en Nueva York. Así que la experiencia de Nueva York ha sido tan importante que hemos montado estudiantes por primera vez en un avión para salir de Puerto Rico. Así que desde explicarle a ellos lo que va a pasar, lo que es, ¿verdad?, lo que es ponerse un seatbelt, como si nosotros fuéramos parte del crew de un avión, lo hemos vivido y ha sido una experiencia súper gratificante porque qué mejor, ¿verdad?, que donde tenemos las mejores universidades y los mejores diseñadores de América, que es en la ciudad de Nueva York. Ese fue nuestro inicio, ¿verdad? Luego continuamos también desarrollando otros viajes, el viaje del intercambio para nosotros en la Universidad Southeast Missouri University, que están aquí con nosotros, o en Missouri State University. Ha sido otra experiencia para ellos todavía más enriquecedora, porque no es una semana, es un semestre académico. Así que hemos llevado estudiantes, no tan solo del área metropolitana, sino del recinto de San Sebastián, de EDP University, a ver la experiencia de vivir en un campus, de comer, de dormir allí, de, ¿verdad?, de compartir, y tan solo no tan solo ver lo que es lo artístico, sino también incorporar el idioma como parte de sus, ¿verdad?, de sus prácticas y de su desarrollo. Así que le han mordido al inglés igual que yo. A través de un semestre académico han visto el cambio de clima, han visto la nieve caer. Yo tengo videos de nuestros estudiantes grabando a ese profesor y después están histéricos porque no quieren saber de la nieve, pero nos encanta porque la realidad es que el trato de la gente de CIMO ha sido como un trato de familia. Yo le estaba comentando los otros días que para mí esa universidad son latinos también, porque como acogen a nuestros estudiantes, como los llevan de la mano, ha sido de verdad una experiencia súper gratificante y la vamos a seguir desarrollando, incluyendo no tan solo estudiantes de diseño de moda, sino también diseño de interiores este próximo agosto. Así que ha sido una gran oportunidad poder llevarlos también a Missouri. Otro de los viajes internacionales, nosotros estamos movilizando estudiantes empezando el verano pasado a Medellín, Colombia. Este ha sido un curriviaje, que es diferente a un viaje privado de una semana, a un viaje de un semestre académico de intercambio. Este fue un viaje también dentro de la semana de que estaban las presentaciones de HEADS, en donde nuestros estudiantes pudieron ver en Medellín, que es vamos a decir, la capital de la moda de Latinoamérica, Colombia, y ver cómo se produce desde el cultivo del algodón, ese algodón cómo se lleva a textil, ese textil cómo se lleva a ropa, esa ropa cómo llega a la tienda, todo el proceso de manufactura de lo que tiene que ver, ¿verdad?, con los textiles, sobre todo con un país que está sumamente comprometido con la moda sostenible, ¿verdad? Ellos aprendieron por primera vez cómo se crean textiles con botellas recicladas, cómo podemos, ¿verdad?, hacerle menos daño al ambiente, ya que la industria de la moda está súper relacionada a la contaminación ambiental. Así que para ellos, ver de la mano, ¿verdad?, lo que es en Latinoamérica, esta industria tan importante, y a visitar universidades, compartir experiencias con otros, le abre a ellos también muchas veces, ¿verdad?, esta visión de un futuro más real, en donde ellos se ven integrados. Y lo bueno de sacarlos de aquí, para mí, es que se comparan mucho y ven, muchas veces hay que salir para darse cuenta de lo grande que tenemos aquí. Así que nosotros hemos visitado universidades en donde nos hemos quedado sorprendidos diciendo, wow, nosotros ya hacemos esto hace 20 años, ¿verdad? Y pues ellos tienen más seguridad en sí mismos y han podido, ¿verdad?, provocar un sentimiento de pertenencia, ¿verdad?, comunitaria. Y esta movilidad incluye facultativos, así que estas experiencias no tan solo las están viviendo nuestros profesores, sino que también las están viviendo nuestros estudiantes, no tan solo nuestros estudiantes, sino profesores también. ¿Qué nosotros hacemos para que ellos se sientan, ¿verdad?, que esta movilidad es parte de incluirlos? Es darle las oportunidades a través de ayudas financieras, préstamos estudiantiles. Si usted no tiene los chavos, no se quite, coja el préstamo y que lo pague el último que quede vivo, porque la educación es la mejor inversión, es la herencia que nosotros tenemos y que nadie nos va a quitar. Así que está de mi parte convencerlos que los mejores préstamos que se pueden tomar son las experiencias de la vida, y moverse de Puerto Rico internamente o externamente ya les da a ellos, ¿verdad?, una visión global que necesitamos para una profesión que es tan competitiva. Localmente, pues usted va a ver, los montamos en la lancha de Cataño para que ellos vayan al viejo San Juan, para que vean la arquitectura nuestra de frente, ¿verdad? Los montamos en guaguas, los llevamos a bosques, al jardín botánico, a que ellos creen estampados de la naturaleza, teniendo la naturaleza ahí en vivo. Así que esto es algo que ha ido desarrollándose. No nos hemos quedado tranquilos con lo que ya hemos conseguido, y próximamente en el verano de este año estaremos incluyendo el continente europeo, llevando estudiantes a Madrid, España. Así que creo mucho en la movilidad estudiantil, creo mucho en que crea, ¿verdad?, una mejor retención en nuestros estudiantes y que se sientan orgullosos de que dentro de Puerto Rico estamos preocupados para que ellos conozcan también lo que es la moda global. Buenos días.
Muchas gracias, Lisa. Y para los de Puerto Rico, todo el mundo conoce a Lisa Tong, es una de las más reconocidas diseñadoras en la isla. Para los de Estados Unidos, pues ella she is one of the most popular designers here in Puerto Rico and recognized. So thank you so much. Ahora voy a seguir aquí. Ahora déjenme terminar de pasar the pictures of her presentation, because the picture words, ¿verdad? Means more than words. Here you can see all the experience was amazing. We were able to be with the students during the last board meeting. That was our first international board meeting that was held in Medellín, Colombia. And we were hosted by Universidad Cooperativa de Colombia and her wonderful Chancellor, Dr. Marisa Rondon, and her staff. And Gladys took advantage of this opportunity and she set up the group for students to go there. But I'm going to stop sharing the presentation, because now we would like to, the ones who are virtually, please use the chat, since we don't want any interruptions on the recording. Please use the chat to do questions. The one here You can use the microphone that is set up on the side. The ones on the table can open the mic. The question will be in English or Spanish, but please let us know to who you are addressing the question. Okay, I don't want to intervene in the Q&A, just moderate the Q&A because we have 4 different topics. So any questions, this is the time. Don't be shy. Not all at once. So who want to start with the questions? Let me see in the chat if we have any questions. We already have more than 30 people connected. So any questions? This is the time. Go ahead. You can go to the table in front of you and use the mic. You have to press the button until it's green. No, estaba verde. Okay, we have
It's
one
green.
question from the floor. Go ahead. Ahora. Sí, ahora sí.
Okay, so my question is for Lisa. I would like to know how do you manage the issue of cost for the students? Because especially when we think about Latin America, that might be a huge limitation.
Well, that's why I spoke about student loans, because we know most of our students won't be able to have the extra money since they use the Pell Grant too. So we have managed to have a students association here in EDP that they also do like bake sales. They sell things to get more money, and they will also use it for the trips, the ones that are participating. But mostly it's we serve them as travel agency, and we get lots of months before organized, and they will be paying, small amounts just to separate the airline ticket. Then we will pay everything with my credit card until we get there. So it will be repaid, but we give them the opportunity to pay for these trips almost 8 or 10 months before. So that's the way we do it.
Thank you.
And let me add also that we in Colombia, at least, and I know in CIMO as well, and at BNCC, the hosted institution were so very kind. They provide the ground transportation that save a lot of money in taxis and everything, provide some of the meals. So that's also, so please use us heads to help make this coordination, because through this collaboration will be more reasonable cost and more easy to manage the fun things.
They also have been granted discounts, even waivers for the first ones who did it. So it's been very easy for them to really get prepared to travel with the less expenses possible. Yes.
Exactly. We have another question.
Yes, this is for Carmen. So Carmen, I noticed you had an MSEIP grant. How vital was that to making sure that the project went through? And do you have additional years on the grant that will help you?
Yes, thank you, Mary Jo. This has provided every opportunity for to be able to conduct the whole supported, completely funded by the U.S. Department of Education, Minority Science Engineering Improvement Programs. This is people in STEM. These are faculty. They're very busy, but we were able to fund through this program all the activities, including any cost of equipment that they would dream to be using. We have 3D printers, for example, that were used during the activity. So yes, MISIP paid for staff. MISIP paid the students a stipend, and they were able to have a local internship style experience in STEM. MISIP also gave a stipend to faculty. So yes, it is very vital and wonderful to have the support of the U.S. Department of Education. And we feel indebted And I understand that education will improve continuously, and these new experiences that we dare to explore will continue thanks to all these investments, because otherwise we will be an island, right? And we might not have this opportunity to bring these experts, for example, from the Virginia, experts from University of Texas, El Paso, people who have had other experiences. It's the inverse of what Lisa does. Instead of we traveling, they travel here, and we get their worldview interacting with ours. So yes, it's vital, the funding of MISIP, and I thank you for that question, Mario. I hope it continues to support many other minority institutions.
Thank you, Carmen. And we have a question from the floor from Dr. Tomás Morales, President of California State University, San Bernardino.
Carmen, I was very interested to hear that you listen to students and in your work, and we don't do enough of that. You know, we don't listen enough to students, and we don't empower students. What were some of the comments that students made to you and the faculty that was that you could consider transformational in your thinking and your approach?
Well, the students being able to talk to the faculty in STEM made them feel important,
Yes.
made them feel also that they can do more, that they are part of this transformation, since they are also contributing to what the other students will receive through these experiences, and telling, well, this is how we appreciate this style of learning, and we are more interested in this. And their self-identity and science identity has also been transforming. And some of them commented, for example, that, and thank you for this for picking that up, because they had made comments about how they felt better prepared for their professional life also through this type of talk like a peer with faculty. So they felt like they could speak like face to face, like they were contributors. They're not collaborators. They're looking for colleagues in this enterprise of educating, which has this big range. We have the students and we have faculty. We are all part of this. Right?
Thank you.
That's the one thing.
And Alicia, I want to just applaud your willingness to take students to New York and Colombia, and you know, you mentioned the need for students to consider. I'm not an advocate for debt and educational loans, but if you're going to take out an educational loan, to have an experience, to go to New York or Colombia or other place, or study abroad, that's the reason why you should take out a loan. And so I want to extend an invitation to you and EDP to come to Los Angeles, and I will host you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll go. Yes. Don't take back your words.
Yeah, definitely. Any other question? I asking in the chat, the ones who are virtually, feel free to write your questions on the chat, and I will be kindly read it to you. But in the meantime, our floor is on fire. So President Carlos Vargas from Southeast Missouri State University have a question.
Thank you. Yes, I would also like to echo what President Morales just said. I think it is important to I think sometimes we try to develop some of these initiatives starting very large, and I think a lot can be accomplished where you start small and then you start doing things a little bit at a time. As you do that, you become, you actually find ways of doing things that you hadn't thought about. So we are very pleased at SEMO, at Southeast Missouri State University, at SEMO, that we have been able to develop this partnership. We're really very appreciative to EDP and the president for being willing to work with us. And explore ways in which we can do this. I mean, one of the things that we say at CIMO is that we measure success a student at a time. And that is really, really important. We don't need to do this necessarily upfront with 100 students, a few students at a time, and then by word of mouth, it just propagates. And I do agree also with President Morales, this idea of loans, it's just very taxing on the students. So the more we can do to avoid having the students get into a very high level of debt, the better. And that's why we at CIMO have been very proactive trying to find out ways in which we can reduce the cost. But I think overall, we need to try to continue to give these experiences to the students. A student traveling to another location transforms his or her perception dramatically. So we it's just really impressive how a week somewhere else is changes the way that students think for the long run. So thank you.
We have another question. Go to the table again, please.
Esta pregunta es relacionada con el proyecto de
Si te puedes
storytelling,
pegar un poquito más.
de escritura, que me parece maravilloso.
Ujú.
Quería saber cómo al integrar ChatGPT en este proyecto, usted como profesora se asegura de que a la vez los estudiantes estén desarrollando competencias de escritura.
Gracias por la pregunta. Dentro del curso, ¿verdad? Trabajamos la metodología de aprendizaje invertido, así que ellos en las experiencias que tienen presencial preparan borradores y textos, pero también en los foros de discusión presentan también de manera escrita. Así que cada una de las actividades para medir cómo están en el desarrollo de la escritura, ¿verdad? Tiene su rúbrica de evaluación con unos criterios de redacción. Así que ahí es que está el proceso de cómo me integro como facilitadora, de revisar el escrito, hacerle las recomendaciones, los comentarios, corregir, que es nuestra labor docente, y cómo mejorar cómo ellos se están comunicando. Y algo adicional, que tienen que comunicar a los demás lo que ellos escribieron. Para mí eso es importante porque no es solamente la parte escrita, sino que la tienen que comunicar oralmente. Y como docentes, pues esa destreza de comunicación oral, de enfrentarse a audiencias desde nivel pequeño hasta audiencias más grandes como esta, cuando llegamos, ¿verdad?, a ser profesionales, pues es importante. Así que hay una combinación de competencias que lo más importante para mí como docente es en la experiencia. Se transforma cuando hay aprendizaje activo.
Any other question? We still have like 2 or 3, 4 minutes. So any other question from the floor audience or from the chat?
I wanted to add regarding the cost, that it's always you worry about the students getting the cost, and you need to make it possible for them, because what they think it's impossible because they cannot get to New York or to LA or to even Medellin, Colombia, because they have never experienced it. I mean, that's how you open them to a new experience. So the important thing, going to your comment, that you do things small and you get the first one to do it, and then that person, because one of the students that actually went for a whole semester to CIMO, he then, I mean, we created a monster. He participates in everything. He even presented here. And he's an example. And one of the things that Lisa does is that every time she comes back, even when students come back, they present to the rest of the students, because it's not something that that can only happen to some students only, but you need to participate. I mean, in order for you to, you have to do some, ¿cómo se llama? Sacrificios. Yeah, you need to work on it. It's not gonna happen just like that. But for example, when we went to foundations and we give them like something real that they can see, you see the pictures, you see the experiences, you see the students, how they are transformed. The students that went to Colombia were all from the San Sebastián campus. That is a very cultural town that they have very artisanal things. And when they saw that Colombia tiene ese, perdonen que switch, tienen esa protección de las artes artesanales, de eso para ellos fue como, wow. O sea, y yo les digo a ellos, ustedes tienen en Moca, tienen el mundillo, tienen una serie de técnicas artesanales que es responsabilidad de ustedes como representantes de la moda en Puerto Rico, rescatarlas. Y eso fue para ellos, o sea, mucho más que el dinero se consiguió, porque nosotros conseguimos una donación de una fundación, ellos no lo sabían. Nosotros lo hicimos a ellos pasar por el proceso de hacer un plan de pago, etcétera. Y nosotros le hicimos una aportación a su plan de pago. Porque de nuevo, lo hicimos no tan planificado como Lisa típicamente lo hace. Lo hicimos con mucho menos tiempo de anticipación y queríamos que la experiencia pasara, porque si no pasaba una vez, no se iba a repetir. Y yo siempre digo, nadie regresa a un lugar que nunca ha ido. Entonces, pues tienes que empezar para, ¿verdad? Por ver las opciones, las alternativas. Y tengo que reconocer, ¿verdad? Que Lisa no fue, ella no envió a Simo, ella primero fue una semana, estuvo allí, ella participó ella hizo masterclasses en Simo como parte de la presentación de una semana y después empezó a enviar estudiantes de intercambio. O sea, no fue un proceso que duró un mes ni 2 meses, fue un proceso largo, pero para estar seguros, porque ella es la mamá gallina, nosotros le decimos la mamá gallina, de que ella se siente responsable por esos estudiantes y yo fui o sea, yo aproveché la oportunidad de que yo iba a estar en Medellín para yo sentirme, ¿verdad? Como que yo era la mamá gallina en ese momento. Así que el dinero aparece cuando la gente ve, ¿verdad? Las fundaciones cuando se ve el fruto de todo eso, y hay subvenciones, y hay grants, y hay todo, pero tenemos que tener un producto real y que realmente el producto de verdad vale la pena.
Thank you to
I
our.
wanted to add,
Yes, of course.
they also get the opportunity to get some sponsors letters from us, and they look for money from sponsors too. We have had students that have paid the whole trip with sponsors. Even the things they want to buy, like materials, like fabrics, they have gotten them because they got the money from sponsors too.
Thank you so much. With this, we conclude the Q&A session because we have a few more minutes to recognize with a concrete certificate and gift to our higher score track winners, starting with Dr. Carmen Caicedo, who received the high score Amiga Educational Technology Services Consortium recognizes and congratulates Dr. Neila E. Rivera Caño, who received the highest score in the online track, in the online learning technology integration track, and also the highest score among all the tracks to showcase innovative practices to strategically use technology to support, drive, and optimize courses or programs and promote effective development and design through the strategic use of technology for online learning and teaching. Thank you so much. And now I leave our master of ceremony, Dr. Albert Trocha, who will give you a few reminds for you to enjoy the rest of the virtual best practices showcase and also to conclude this opening track winners panel. Thank you so much for your active participation and time. Miami at Tech. And after this lunch from 12:30 to 1:30, we're gonna conclude in this room all together. So the group discussion results and recommendation will be shared with the board And we will be also having the participation of the students who were part of the student passport to enrich this conversation. And we conclude during the afternoon here. Everything clear enough? Okay, remember during here we have a simultaneous translation. Unfortunately, on the second floor, there is we don't have this